What you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do? Yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
License and registration, please.
Here you go, officer.
Mrs. Bellum, is it?
You can call me Sarah.
All right, Sarah, step on out of the car. All right, Mrs. Bellum, the first thing I'm going to get you to do is some heel-toe walking. So as in as straight a line as you can, just try to walk in a straight line for me. All right. Stop. Okay, now what I'm going to get you to do is cross your arms across your chest, stand on one leg for me as best you can. Okay, just as I suspected, driving under the influence. Man, we're going to have to take you downtown. Order in the court. Case number 133, State versus Mrs. Bellum. Mrs. Bellum, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
I see here that you were pulled over for driving under the influence at 11:23 a.m. on November 16th.
Yes, I was, but I was only drinking apple juice.
Tell me about what happened.
Well, you see, I was driving home from the grocery store and I got pulled over. Lately, I've been feeling dizzy and I had more falls lately, but I didn't think anyone was going to think I was drunk. The right side of my face sometimes feels numb, and the left leg sometimes falls asleep. Sometimes I feel nauseous and I vomit, and then sometimes I lose my vision when I turn my head real quick.
Seems like intoxication to me! Excuse me. Hi, my name is Rachel Solacek, and we're students of physical therapy at UAB. Judge Jennifer, is it okay if I work with you today? What does physical therapy have to do with this DUI case?
Because it's not a DUI case, it's a cerebellar case.
The cerebellum receives information from the sensory system, spinal cord, and other parts of the brain to regulate movement. It coordinates voluntary movements such as posture, balance, coordination, and speech to allow for smooth and balanced muscular activity. One way that the cerebellum does this is by receiving a copy of the motor command sent to the body known as the efference copy. This allows the cerebellum to enhance or inhibit motor activity according to the body's needs. Different areas of the cerebellum have different functions. The vermis receives information from and influences movement of proximal limbs and trunk, and also helps with balance. The intermediate hemispheres receive information from and influence movement of distal limbs. The lateral hemisphere is responsible for motor planning, and the flocculonodular lobe is responsible for the vestibulo-ocular reflex and stabilizes vision during head movement.
Hi, Mrs. Bellum. Can I call you Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. We're gonna go ahead and stand up and try to do some tests today.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and walk over here. All right, we're gonna turn around. I got your gait belt. So what I want you to do is I want you to walk straight forward on this line, and I want your right foot to touch the toes of your left foot, and the heel of your left foot to touch the toes of your right foot. Good. So Judge Jennifer, as you can see, she's a little bit wobbly doing the tandem walk test. Okay, you can stop right there. We're going to back up and we're going to stand right here. Now we're going to do the Romberg test. I want you to put your feet together and your hands across your chest. And I want you to stand here for 30 seconds. So Judge Jennifer, with this one, you see that she's unable to stand without having some difficulties balancing. All right, now I'm going to have you sit down in the chair again. All right, here. Now I want you to look at my finger, and I want you to keep your head facing straight ahead, and just follow my finger with your eyes. Judge Jennifer, can you see that her eyes are unable to follow my finger smoothly? Interesting. Now I want you to touch your finger to your nose, to my finger, and back to your nose 5 times. So her inability to perform this shows that she has some dysmetria. All right, the last test that we're gonna do, good job, is put your hands on your thighs, and I want you to flip them back and forth as fast as you can. So again, the difficulty she's having with this shows that she has dysdiadochokinesia.
Judge Jennifer,
In conclusion, all these findings suggest a possible cerebellar damage and not intoxication.
Order in the court. Ms. Bellum, I see no one impacted despite your apple juice, and you do have cerebellar problems.
I told you so, honey.
ETs, what should we do with her?
we recommend that Mrs. Bellum first be referred to a neurologist and then return for physical therapy. A recent research article showed that she would benefit from strength and balance training, as well as education about compensatory strategies to increase stability, such as widening her base of support, using assistive devices, and slowing down her movement.
Great. Ms. Bellum, you sent us to physical therapy. Case dismissed.
Bad boys, bad